Yeah.
What do you expect the meeting to be about?
About a Donald Trump photo app with famous tech people. That's pretty much what I see. It's great for Donald Trump. This is fantastic. They're all coming there. They'll probably not say much of anything, and they'll talk about bringing jobs to the U.S. and try very hard to look cooperative, I think.
Karen, do you think it will go better or perhaps the same as the meeting between members of the media and the president-elect a couple weeks ago?
The same. Trump will run the whole show. He's running the entire show, and they're just showing up and they're doing a photo op with him, and he looks good, and they'll say they're going to bring jobs to the U.S. and they care about the economy, and it's the same thing that went on with Romney. It's the same thing that went on with Al Gore, and here it is again.
Still, though, these are not shrinking violets, Kara. I mean, these are titans of business in their own right. Are you saying they're going into this meeting with no prep, no arguments to be made, no evidence to bring, like Remedi or Bezos have tweeted out this morning?
It's a giant group of people. This is not a debate. There's not going to be a debate. I'd be surprised if one of them challenged Donald Trump on a lot of his statements that he's made about tech, much of which, I've been a critic of a lot of tech stuff, but many of his statements are just not accurate about where tech is going. And, he's opposed Apple on encryption. He's attacked Amazon on taxes. He at one point said we should close parts of the internet and Bill Gates should do it. Obviously they have to cooperate now because he's president. He's going to be president. And so each of them has financial issues they have to deal with. They've got regulatory issues. And so they have to make their journey. And I don't like using the expression kiss the ring. I hate that expression. But that's essentially what's happening here. And it's a big group of people, so you're not going to see suddenly, an outbreak of honesty going on and having great speeches, that this is just a photo op for Donald Trump, and good for him and good for Peter Thiel for getting them all to show up and do that.
John?
Kara, it's highly unusual to have these executives, these CEOs for the most part, gathered in one spot for any significant period of time. And I'm hearing there might be some effort among some of them to organize a side meeting, perhaps to discuss some issues. Have you heard anything about that?
No, I haven't. That's not a surprise. With Trump, you mean? I mean, obviously, these people like these behind-the-scenes meetings. They don't want to do anything in public or make a public statement about issues that are critically important, like immigration, about trade. These are all critically important, about tolerance and the way Silicon Valley is supposedly believes in diversity and other issues. Silicon Valley was built by immigrants, and for them not to say anything about some of these immigration proposals, a Muslim registry, will they be part of building a Muslim registry, which would be appalling, I think. And so, maybe they'll express their discomfort with this in private. I think they should do it in public. That's where we part. I don't think they shouldn't meet. And I'm sure there'll be lots of, meetings on the side. And I know that each of them is trying to reach out individually to Trump to advise him. I mean, Travis Kalanick and Elon Musk are now on that, whatever that strategy committee is. So, I mean, they're all going to try to influence him on climate change and whatever their personal issues are. So there's going to be a lot of that, obviously, behind the scenes. But the public posturing is just, Trump does public posturing and they don't. They won't do it.
Kara, there has been at least one public olive branch in the form of Ginny Remedi's op-ed in the USA Today this morning, where she says that the company will be creating 25,000, what she is calling new-collar jobs. The obvious caveat that IBM has laid off about 53,000 people in the last couple of years, but at least it's a start. Do you think that more CEOs will publicly weigh in about programs that they are willing to undertake to sort of meet the president-elect halfway?
Well, that's the thing you have to say now. You're going to create jobs in the U.S., right? So that's what you're going to say. This is what must be said. So they're going to do it. These are companies that have been outsourcing jobs forever, like since the beginning, and for good, because Wall Street wants profits. Wall Street wants them to perform, and it's cheaper to make things in China or wherever they're making their products or having their call lines. So the thing to say now is we're going to create jobs in the U.S. We're bringing jobs in the U.S. Well, if it was the right thing to do, they would have done it before, but now they're under political pressure to do it, and so they'll do it. They don't want him to tweet like they tweeted at Boeing. Like, that's what they're in fear of, getting a tweet like that, I guess. And so that I don't know why they didn't say it before that. So now they're saying it now. So it's for political expediency, and we'll see how real that is and how how much they're going to stick with it over time. But you're right, they laid off 53,000, so they'll add 20,000 more to throw a bone to the Trump administration. And again, good for I'm obviously not a Trump supporter, but good for them for pressuring these people into doing these things. And they're getting what they want. That's the key part of this is this is all about Donald Trump looking strong and bossing around our most innovative and important industry, essentially.
Kara, one last point. A lot's been written about the executives who are going, but you've written a bit about those who are not, including Jack Dorsey, which raises eyebrows because that's the platform which many believe Trump has the most exposure to. Why isn't he going?
He wasn't invited. That's what I'm told by my sources at Twitter. And, maybe he got invited at the last minute, but he wasn't invited yesterday. And, these people have private planes, so they can get in pretty fast and things. But he wasn't invited as of yesterday when I wrote that story. And I don't know why he wasn't invited. I guess Peter Thiel was in charge of the invitation, the real person in charge of the invitations, essentially. And I'm not clear why Dorsey wasn't particularly any more outspoken than Sheryl Sandberg or Travis Kalanick or Elon Musk, all of whom, I don't think Sheryl said something negative about Trump, but, I don't know. I don't know why they didn't invite Jack. Maybe just room. I don't know. Maybe the room has a certain number. I don't know. I have no idea why.
Hey there, thanks for checking out CNBC on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all of the day's biggest stories. You can also click on any of the videos around me to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.